water conditioning, local plumber.
Better than your current.
If your water conditioning looks like this, please call a local plumber. Shinovert's Plumbing Repair would be happy to take care of all of your water conditioning needs.
You remember this job?
It's been a few days, but yes, sir.
It's been a few days. How long ago was this job?
I'd be lying if I told you, honestly. I recognize that jacket, and I haven't had it for a little while.
That's three. Hey, that's 3 years ago. I remember the job.
That
I
was
remember
3
the
years?
I remember everything about it. The call was we installed a tankless water heater. Everything was good at the time, and then they had some well work done. Directly after that, they had the complaints of not getting any hot water pressure. We go over to the house, and the filter on the tankless heater was completely clogged, not letting any water go through the water heater. Therefore, we go out to the well. Clint rigs up a bypass, and next thing you know, here we are getting all this sandy water.
It's spewing all that sand. So that water ideally should be clear, but in this case, it's not.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
And it's another illustration or example of just trusting the expert, really, installing the right equipment initially. We all want to do the least amount possible. We want to save cost. We want to put money somewhere besides plumbing, usually. But, that was what, there was a recommended solution, and there was, let's try to do this as cheap as we can. Well, that didn't end up being cheap because we ended up installing all the recommended equipment anyway to deal with the problem. And there was additional service calls as well as probably an extensive amount of wear and tear on that tankless unit that was unnecessary.
did y'all end up having to replace the unit?
Not at that time, but I would suspect that the overall lifespan of that unit was compromised and shortened with all of that. You think of that sand in the water, sandpaper you use to file stuff down, to clean stuff up. So sand going through those small copper tubes inside of that heater it's reducing the life. It's wearing away at that piping. Moral of the story.
Moral of the story, I mean, shoot. I like what Clint said. Listen to your expert, right? Or, I mean, if you don't trust them, do your own research. Go online. Find videos like this.
Prevention's cheaper than cure, usually. You spend the money on the front end, and that'll save you a lot of money on the back end. And certainly that's the case when it comes to water quality and especially when it comes to sediment and debris and sand can be particularly damaging.
So some point earlier down the road, this person neglected or refused or decided against what? Calling a plumber sooner or just getting the right equipment?
I'd probably say getting the right equipment. I mean, it was, hey, can we address it on the back side instead of on the front side? And so, in interest of doing what the customer wants, we did what the customer wanted, and then they kind of had to learn for themselves that wasn't going to work in that situation.
So don't be like these customers. Trust the expert. You want to learn for yourself, but sometimes it's going to cost you.
The thing is, if you just think about it in terms of number of trips, they paid. If we came out the first trip and we said, hey, this is what you need, and they said, well, let's try something else. Well, we come back and we installed their plan B. So then sometime within a short time frame after that, we get called and now we have another problem. Well, it's a related problem.
Sometimes their plan B was our plan A.
And that's exactly the case there. So, again, we can understand that, with people's past experiences and with contractors that you can be skeptical. But that's where you're looking for reliability. You're looking for somebody that when they say, hey, you really need to do this, at some point you've got to make a decision on your confidence and your trust that you have in your contractor, and that they have the expertise, that they know what they're talking about. And a lot of times, if those things are the case, and then you're going to benefit by trusting some expertise there, and that would have, if you end up with all the same equipment and you would have done it the first time, if nothing else, there's 2 or 3 at least service calls that you saved yourself.
So this is probably like around the three service calls, maybe, right? When it could have just been done with the one. And how many nights do they have to go without hot water?
If you want to drink water from the heavens, give us a call.
If you want to avoid sandy water, give us a call. All right, cool. Well, thank you, fellas. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Clint.
See ya.
All right.
If you made it to this part of the video and you're having water conditioning issues like this customer, or if you're having plumbing issues in general, go ahead and give us a call at this number and make sure to mention this phrase, Plan A, to get a special offer. Make plumbing great again.